Goodness me, there might be some sort of a gap between the green and the blue. Whether a gap between there leads to Kyren Wilson potting one, I'm not sure. Yep, he certainly could. This is another chance for Kyren Wilson here. Just a trace of right-hand side on that. Oh, goodness me, both players have made surprising errors. Sullivan hit a red on the way through to a red. This time, hit the black, trying to pot the pink.
Well, a topsy-turvy frame, all right, but advantage O'Sullivan now. Going to need the last red as well. And he's not on it, and he's not happy.
Well, it's going to be very much second prize, the snooker here, isn't it? Really is. I mean, while it's put him in a strong position in the frame should really have already been over.
Well, he'll be happy enough. He got the double kiss.
And that, I'm afraid, is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be a very significant frame, wouldn't it? Both players have missed chances. Yep, I think that's what he's going to play, the pink. Just got to avoid hitting the black on the way up and down, I think. Of course, slightly complicated by the blue being where it is.
No.
That's a good shot. Cue ball's gone a little bit far, but I still think he played it well. The cue ball's all over the place, I have to say.
16.
Oh, again, he's nowhere.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not just about potting the balls, it's controlling the white, and when you lose ideal position, that becomes harder and harder.
No control at all. Break got more and more out of hand. And while he's a tremendous potter of a ball, big shot. Something had to give, I'm afraid. Anyway, he's missed it on the thin side. It's not the worst.
O'Sullivan delighted just to be coming back to the table.
Strange way to play it, I thought. I mean, I thought he'd play it around two cushions up and put that black ball right up on the baulk cushion. Why wouldn't he have played it like that? The black could only finish in the middle of the table and give Kyren a shot, and you know how he pots balls.
Yes, and in goes the black. What a dramatic frame.
He has to get the bunch open here. This is a power shot. Look how he played that. Oh, that was never anywhere but near jaw. He was slightly found wanting there. There was a good chance. He got the bunch open. May prove significant, may not.
Well, O'Sullivan lining up this red to the green pocket. Yeah, it was a big shot.
Indeed, as you were. Now we're back with Kyren. This is now an opportunity to chalk up what would be for him a very satisfying victory.
Said, no, I wasn't good enough, on to the next event. And actually the next event was the next day, wasn't it? He had to play in Belfast the very next day. Lost to Lee Walker late at night.
I remember in the Masters, because we had the match, which was, you know, billed as a bit of a grudge match, because Kyren Wilson and Judd Trump, they're not the best of buddies, really. It's not a huge rivalry, but it is a modern-day rivalry. But after Judd beat him, he was out there signing autographs for about 20 minutes after that match for anybody that wanted them. So he's a good man, tries his best, and if he was to lose, he takes it in the right way.
Well, he's got his second chance in this frame to get himself over the line. He's a rather adventurous player, isn't he? The cue ball control maybe not as strong as some other players.
I was going to say there, actually, that it's helpful that the yellow was away from its spot, because that was a bigger area to go through, but he still hit the yellow on the way through. Well, he really is giving this everything, but it should not have been quite as difficult as it is.
Foul.
Something had to give. I didn't expect it to be that, I have to say.
13.
Goodness me. Well, I'll tell you what. Before that shot, Dave, if someone says you can hit the blue and finish behind the green, well, I'd have thought they were psychic.
Free ball he's left. Yeah, amazing. He spent so long lining up the red, and he somehow caught the blue. Free ball, so brown as red. Wriggles in.
A little bit of a pressurised situation for his opponent.
Well, particularly as he's had two good chances, Wilson, in this frame.
Yeah, so Ronnie might just sense there's something here at stake. This match is not over.
Six.
Well, quite ideal in anything.
What a good recovery shot that was. Is he on the red, though? Well, I think he's got to play the red to the middle. Not easy. Ronnie's turn to struggle with his position. Some touch if he's reached it. I guess he has. Wait for it. Not as played, of course.
It's 30 points in front.
Couldn't make it up. How on earth has that red gone in? The other one nearly went in, but he's not on a colour very easily. That's the other thing to say. If he'd have been on a colour, it would have been an outrageous fluke. Now, if he doesn't knock this green in, that could be the end of the match.
Yeah, it's the fact this other one clung on. It's one thing that one went in, but the other one, as you say, clinging on means you bang under it now to knock this green in. Big shot, this. And it's in. Had to go in. Could have been over.
Would have been over, I think, Dave. I really couldn't have seen him Not finishing off the match from there, but anyhow. It kind of adds to the significance of the fluke, doesn't it, that he potted the green afterwards.
Fluke could be a huge moment in the match.
12.
Guess getting onto the yellow could possibly cause him a problem.
$26.
I think he's more than happy to finish there.
Well, what a chance now. He knows it could have been over.
36.
Who's to say that hasn't turned the whole match around in his favour? Still in trouble, but as I say, could have been out.
40.
Just needs the blue.
45.
So not as emphatic as the last frame where he made the century, but all the same, O'Sullivan's now won 2 on the spin. Kyren Wilson still 1 from victory.
51. Ronnie Sargent, 51.
So 51 break from Ronnie O'Sullivan. It started with that fluke.
$55.
Playing on the loose red, that's a good shot. And the reason for that is if he puts red-black here, then it's a snooker's acquired situation again.
Well, this is pretty formidable stuff. It really is.
Well, it's proving to be the difference between the two players, Dave, isn't it? The power of scoring in amongst them. And of course, as I said before, that would apply to Ronnie O'Sullivan versus almost anybody. Not just the man who's sitting there hoping that he can beat him today.
Well, it's like he's flicked a switch. Crowd loving this now. He's going to be a big favourite, I think, going into the decider. Yeah, he's missed that one. So Wilson may play on here. It's 3 snookers. Just sort of hold off the express train for now.
Yeah, just take the sting out of things. Of course, he could somehow win the frame, but it seems at the moment unlikely. It was a pretty glaring error from nowhere from O'Sullivan. Just when you didn't think he would miss a black off the spot, it would be then.
Well, assuming it is a decider, as I say, the way he's come back, you make him favourite. But of course, the one change in dynamic in a decider is it's the first time the player who's recovered can actually win. We'll see. But Wilson, I think, will be grateful actually for this visit, regardless of what happens. Just to, as I say, just calm things down a bit.
Yeah, of course, the match that he did win against O'Sullivan springs to mind, doesn't it? In Belfast, where it's only best of 7, but he led 3-0. O'Sullivan came back with a barrage of centuries, 3 in a row. So everything was on him with him when he got into the decider. You know, he felt that just the irresistible force meant that O'Sullivan would win, but it's the point you make applied then. It does shift back a little bit, and Kyren Wilson won the decider, and that was the first match between the two players. He's not beat him since. Yes, and he should get one here, and it's a question of what we said earlier on, really, that
24.
one thing getting the snooker, but really he could do with the red on top of the green or next to a colour. That would make things a lot more difficult. The free ball comes into play.
24. Sorry.
Well, he's not quite done that, has he? He's not quite made this the unhittable snooker. There is still a chance of a free ball, though. Ronnie has to be a little careful here if he misses this. I'll tell you what, I'm amazed he's played it in that way, you know.
Foul.
Goodness me, fancy
Kyren
that.
Wilson. 4. Free ball.
I would have thought anything but that. If he's going to play that shot, why didn't he play it just hard enough to go past the red?
And he's knocked it in. What a great pot. He's got a chance here to steal frame and match. Incredible.
1.
So he would need pink or black off the last red. This needs to slow up. It needs to slow up.
8.
But he's still on the red, as you can see from Hawkeye. Not an easy shot, that. It may not have looked too difficult, but
Ooh, and he's not happy. Punches the table.
well,
Wow.
you can understand it. It's a shot that when he was, if he was at his best, he wouldn't miss.
Well, I think also it's the fact that we've come this far in the frame. The frame should have been over, and he's not guaranteed to get another shot now. Another chance for Wilson.
It's all too much for him at the moment, Dave. All too much for him. Worryingly near the pocket. And that's the shot. And he's played it very well, actually. But he was right to be watchful on that. He probably should have been on that snooker escape. Of course, the worry for O'Sullivan here, Dave, is that the colours are all on their spots, you know, technically. Whoever pots this red is likely to win the frame.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Wilson had a great chance there on the last red. And it's Ronnie O'Sullivan who knocks in the last red. He made a meal of this frame in the end, but it looks like he's won it now. So it looks like a decider.
Yes, he's got away with one there, Dave, and I wonder if that actually, in a strange way, will kind of make him feel a little bit better that maybe today is his day, because he missed that black off the spot. Then Kyren, you know, if it had gone in, he wouldn't have had any sort of more negative thoughts, but you know, he had a chance of his own since then, so maybe it hurts even more now, the way it's been won and lost.
Well, I think he thought it was over, didn't he? Punched the table when he'd left a chance at the last red, but Wilson didn't knock it in. Pressure has come to bear here. Kyren Wilson's 5-1 lead has been wiped out. A very dramatic frame that O'Sullivan on another day could have lost.
17.
But he's still here fighting for a place in the semi-finals. It's all going to be on the last frame.
22.
Just wait for the
28.
applause from the O'Sullivan fans, and there's plenty of them here when this black goes in.
35.
Their man has taken us the distance. It didn't look likely at 5-1. Wilson will rue some missed chances, not least in that frame. We're all square, 5 each.
Break-off shot, actually, the cue ball's come right round. Well, the double kiss is always on, I suppose, but look what he's left. Goodness me. Wow, that only just dropped. I think that there is some tension on O'Sullivan. There's no question about it. He's not played particularly well today. He's made centuries, he's scored, but he's missed in between. And now's the chance to go on and win the match.
Nine.
Well, he's not going to be very pleased with that. He is on it, and he can play it with left-hand side, running side around the table through bulk, but quite a difficult shot to play with your wrong hand, this, because you've got to play it with running side. Well, he went the other way, but he must be fuming, because that was a great chance, and it just signs that, you know, he is not as sharp as he could be either.
They both are, to be honest. We're in a decider after a very tense match. It's a solid strike this time. Well, let's see what Wilson is made of.
I'm just thinking back to the opening red there that Ronnie knocked in. He nearly missed it. You know, he didn't start that break with any confidence. It's not a very good shot. Again, his cue ball control has let him down there. I'm afraid it was a shot before. He had quite a large area at the bottom of the bunch to hit, and he would have been on the red below it. A lot at stake here. And as you said earlier on, I think you're spot on, Dave. When a player gets this far into a comeback like Ronnie has, he almost would have been more comforting to have lost easily than get so close, get back into it. And now that he's got this far, he's got to go on and win the match. That's a fabulous shot.
Well, he's given himself every chance. Lovely shot into the cluster.
It's just pretty to watch when they're played like that. Well, it's how he likes them, but he's still got to land on these balls correctly. And that's all right. Just thinking about that end of that previous frame when Ronnie missed that long red up into the green pocket and punched the table in anger.
25.
You'd have thought that would have given Kyren Wilson the boost he needed.
He was here to win, make no mistake. And it would hurt not to win.
Well, if he does win, he'll be pleased to win, but I know that he won't be pleased with his performance because we know only too well what he's like. Anyway, let's see if he gets over the line here. The plant was very handy at that point. It's only surely the situation that can stop him. The greatest break builder the game's ever seen, with half a dozen reds around the pink spot. It usually only ends one way, this situation. If he was to lose, this really would hurt him. It wouldn't necessarily bode well for the next time they met.
That's right, you can handle, I guess, being outplayed if you don't get chances, but it's when you've had chances and you haven't taken them, I guess that's what makes it difficult. He's hoping something's going to go wrong here unexpectedly.
49.
But remember, it would be 12th win in a row in Shanghai over a 3-year period for O'Sullivan. Something about this tournament he likes, clearly.
Yes, black-red colour he needs.
Well, we often say what a great front runner he is. Today, though, he's shown his fighting qualities in adversity. Little check of the scoreboard tells him the yellow goes in, he's 60 in front with 59 on.
Yes, and you have to say this could be just what he needed for his season. This is the match he should have lost,
59.
really, on about 4 or 5 occasions. Kyren made hard work again over the line. You know, if Ronnie was to go on and win this tournament, who knows where it could lead. But a defeat today would have kind of put him back to the drawing board a little bit, wouldn't it?
16.
Well, it just shows you, no matter how much pressure you put on a great player like O'Sullivan, you still got to finish him off. And Wilson will be disappointed he's not done that now. Then he's gone in off the black. He's looking at the scoreboard. That's made a bit of a difference. Still snooker's required, but it's not necessarily over yet.
No, and the scoreboard's gone haywire now. Because that works out that it's only just a couple of snookers, I think.
It's one snooker. I think it's 54 in it. Once the scoreboard is.
谢谢.
There's a little rush of blood from O'Sullivan there. Just adrenaline, I think.
Well, it's madness because, I mean, I can't even think I can work out what he was playing. Either he's straight on the black or he's not. So how do you run it through it off?
Just been thrown, and again, a lifeline.
Yeah, Ronnie's face was a picture, actually, when he just looked up as if he was a bit bewildered by it himself. Anyhow. This is a terrific shot this time. Well, this time his cue ball could not have been played a lot better than that under those circumstances, especially this black. Well, it's match over now for me.
9.
Yeah, there was a lifeline thrown, but he was still under it, and he's left the red onto the middle. Well, what an extraordinary drama it's been. But it's surely over now, and Ronnie O'Sullivan, the defending champion, is going to be in the semi-finals. He might wonder how, because Kyren Wilson had several chances to finish him off. But O'Sullivan did produce some really good snooker as he came back,
10.
and he held his nerve.
Quite an incredible match. 5-1, O'Sullivan trailed. Seemed to be going nowhere. Kyren, he didn't look to be at his fluent best, but he was getting the better of all the exchanges. Ronnie seemed to just loosen his arm a bit, knocked in a couple of breaks, but somehow he's won.
Yes, he was 5-1 down, and Kyren Wilson looked the only winner, but to the delight of the Ronnie O'Sullivan fans, and there are many of them here in Shanghai, he's turned it round after quite